it's hard enough to be an MMA fighter. It's hard enough to
Mm,
be an MMA world champion.
mm.
And you guys put your bodies through hell, mentally, emotionally, everything through hell. Then you take on this unbelievable role. Are you still able at times to take some time for Kayla and just relax, or what are some of those ways, if you can't do it maybe the way you'd like to, where you can find some peace, and have some alone time for yourself?
Yeah, that's been tough. That's been honestly probably the hardest struggle for me since becoming a mom is like I feel like I have a limited amount of time in the day. I have so much that I want to accomplish. I have so many responsibilities. Um, that me time has kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. What I have been trying to do is after every fight, my mom comes down when I fight, unless it's a 17-day bubble and then the kids come with me. But she will come down and stay with the kids, and then um, usually I'll come home and then I'll go after my fight. I'll go for like 3 days and I'll just like get away and like completely unwind, try and shut off my phone, try and not look at social media. I'll FaceTime the kids and just like relax, try and breathe and reset almost, which probably isn't the healthiest thing because if you have to reset, then you probably need to have a little better balance in your life. But I don't know. So far it's working. We'll see.
Who do you think, are there any people that you would say maybe keep you the most in check mentally and emotionally, and that you're able to kind of lean on in times where I imagine, I mean, obviously you're exhausted, but also where things get hard? Because I'm sure along the way there's probably been, in motherhood and obviously in your sports career, some, doubts
Hmm.
and, trials and tribulations.
Well, I mean, my judo coaches, Jimmy and Big Jim, Pedro, I still talk to Big Jim once a week and usually vent or cry or complain. He always told me it's an athlete's privilege to bitch. And I'm like, well, it should be a mother's privilege as well.
You get two, you get both.
Yeah, I get 2 for 1 special. But, he's still a huge part of my life, role model, best friend, whatever. Like he's all of it. My coaches down here, they really help keep things in perspective for me. Some of my best friends are the manager of ATT, Richie, and the owner, Dan Lambert. Like, I hang out with a lot of old dudes who I think I have like an old guy brain, like sick sense of humor or something, maybe. So I fit right in with that crowd. But I've also actually, since I got the kids, I've started going to church down here. And that was something that, it's still kind of new for me to talk about. Like, I've always been, I've always had a deep faith, like a deep sense of faith since I was a little girl. Like my journal entries when I was 8 years old were to God. It was dear God.
Wow.
They were like my prayers. And I would say, amen, love always, Kayla, amen. There's a little scream. But it was always kind of very personal to me. So I haven't really talked about it a lot. But since I got the kids, we've started going to church. And not that I'm going to force that on them or push them to anything, but I think it just really was important to me that we find people, not that I don't love the gym and my friends, but none of them have kids. Most of them don't have kids. Most of them are still in a little bit of a young phase of life that I am no longer in. I'm not going out to the club until 3 o'clock in the morning ever again, probably. So, it was important to me to find like-minded people with kids and, just kind of the sense of the values and the morals that are brought up through church. I don't necessarily, religion is a broken system. It's a man-made system, but faith and the things you can learn through faith and love and that are things that I want my kids to grow up knowing. So I think I've gotten a really good balance where I have, this like MMA Kayla who talks a lot of shit and kicks ass and is one of the baddest bitches on the planet. But I also have really found an amazing family down here through my faith and through the kids that does change 15 diapers a day and does say grace at every meal and does, have a prayer list and a gratitude list and say our prayers every night, talk about who we're thankful for and what we're grateful for today and what we hope for tomorrow. So it's just, I found a really good balance with all of it.
Do you think that being, becoming a mother, I guess, perhaps brought on this sense of faith even more as you said you started going to church with them? I mean, how so, and what, on a personal level, what was that kind of like to maybe make that realization now that obviously it's bigger than you? You want them to have, proper morals and values. But I'm kind of, curious and interested on how becoming a mother really kind of channeled this faith or this desire to go to church and do more of that kind of.
Well, I mean, I think it was just like a lot of fear. Again, being overwhelmed, like picking up 2 kids and driving them down to live with you overnight. Like in all of the trials in my life and all of the shittiest moments of my life, I've really leaned on my faith and leaned on God and cried and begged and prayed a lot. And when I got the kids, it was no different. I was like in my journal, dear God, like, please help me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Give me the strength to figure this out. Give me the courage. Give me the wisdom to find a way, basically. I didn't pray for it to like be fixed. I just prayed to be stronger. And that's something that I've learned and grown into. When I was younger, I used to pray like, please make it stop, please make it stop, please make it stop. But now I realize that everything happens for a reason, and just help me figure this out, help me find a way. And that, again, like becoming a mom, finding this peace. I don't even know why I looked up church, to be honest with you. Like just one day, probably because it was in the middle of a quarantine and nothing was open. And, Kyla, Emery, and I were going insane in the house. So I was like, something happened. And I looked up churches and this church was open and we went and we've been going ever since. And it's been a really amazing experience. They've really become like solid part of my foundation in our lives. I can lean on them. I can't tell you how nice these people are, how great, like, do you need babysitting? Do you need meals? Do you need just wrapped their arms around us, and haven't let go. And it's been really cool.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment.